Welcome to INC News World. I'm Naomi De La Cruz coming to you from the INC Media Studios in Anaheim, California. Christian professing congregations across the USA are facing waning numbers. A Gallup poll reported that in 2020, membership at religious centers dropped below 50% for the first time in history. However, we'll see how in New York, the Church of Christ has gone against this trend, thriving for over half a century. Christina Dalia Angeles has the details.
My parents always reminded me that if they could never leave me anything material in life, the one thing that they could leave me is their legacy of being a faithful and active member of the Church of Christ.
Among the pioneer members of the Church of Christ on the East Coast were Ellen's parents. The local congregation of New York was the first local congregation of the Church of Christ established along the eastern coast of the United States. Re-emerging in the Philippines in 1914, the Church of Christ reached Hawaii in July 1968, the west coast of the U.S. in August 1968, and just a few years later, the East Coast. From its humble beginnings in 1972, now called the local congregation of Long Island City, through God's guidance, has grown exponentially. This legacy of faith is also shared by other members of the Church of Christ, Warren and Melissa and their families.
The care that our parents, that we witnessed with our parents when they were performing their duties, it really molded us, molded me and my sister to be active as well.
I consider myself extremely fortunate, extremely blessed to have that in my life growing up. I was always surrounded by other brethren, other children just like me growing up, and it just gave me that sense of family. And most of all, we were all together growing up in faith.
Today at the Gold Memorial Library, members throughout the Ecclesiastical District of New York came together for a special gathering commemorating the 50th anniversary of the establishment of the local congregation of Long Island City.
I was like, we gotta get sisters there.
Hymn number 424, when you're singing about, as for me and all my family, I will serve you faithfully. I remembered both of them, and it's very touching because they were here in the beginning and I'm here 50 years later. And so what a great blessing.
Led by Supervising Minister Brother Rico Del Rosario, members were reminded to continue sharing their faith.
Since childhood, worship service is a part of my life. It's what I need. I look forward to it. And I love being in worship service, hearing the words of God. It inspires me.
The church administration continues to guide us when it comes to the words of our Almighty God, guiding us in our growth. So it's important through the church administration where we stand united with them, because through their leadership, the church continues to expand and grow and reach different parts of the world, while the brethren in each congregation remain stronger in the faith.
Following the special gathering, a documentary of the history of the Long Island City congregation was presented.
And there was one way, and how much happier would we have?
To witness God's grace and glory for the anniversary of the local congregation of Long Island.
As we continue to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Long Island City, we also reflect on the labors of the pioneering members.
The pioneer members of Long Island City were recognized for their efforts, with the help of God, in helping the church grow in this part of the world. And live musical performances showcased the creative talents of members of all ages, inspiring those in attendance.
know that they endured, to know that the church administration at that time was behind them, was really inspiring. It really shows how much the church administration really does care for all of us.
This really helped me cherish it. Now I would really appreciate it every day and just really remember who we were, to be a part of that history, to be a part of this legacy.
Inspired even more in their faith, members of the Church of Christ in this part of the world will continue holding on to the faith that they have been blessed to receive in the years to come. To find out more about the faith of these members, visit incmedia.org/get-to-know-us. Christina Dalia Angeles, Iglesia Cristo News Network.
Keep up with the latest news and inspiring stories of INC News World by hitting the subscribe button to the INC Media YouTube channel.